Hey, you know we bring that fucking summertime vibe, brother. Let me hear like this. Hey. 046, gotta keep it. I took the chance upon myself, I chased the dream. I told the boys it's gonna happen, and it happened. Dreams become reality, I got a ducking off a jump. Paddy wagon, living up, pants sagging with the cost. We were meant to reach the heights we did today. I pop a cone and let it play. I guess it's better off chopping trees, better not bother me. Get them up, buffer me with a top prodigy. I took a plane, went the route, picture this better now. Hustle, no pain, proof, got a mo painful, but I'm still here breathing. Still grateful, times change, but my brother stay loyal to the clique. Faithful, poverty ain't shit, but another plain view. You ain't from the slums, motherfucker, look it ain't you. This is what I grief do, build it up and as we go, see it ain't the same views. Ay, see it ain't the same views. The map because it's just the vibes up. Change it only happens when you're running and the time's up. Hustle hard, yeah we get it every day. The blood, the sweat, the tears, we grind away. The map because it's just the vibes up. Change it only happens when you're running and the time's up. Hustle hard, yeah we get it every day. The blood, the sweat, the tears, we grind away.
I just wanna make memories forever that stay with me. I've come a long way from where I've been, so you can't play with me. I just wanna make memories forever that stay with me. I've come a long way from where I've been, so you can't play with me.
Like how they talking like we ain't at the top. I picked the path and now we making money, cream of the crop. Money, motivation, hustle, coming cream from the top. They tell me place it cause he ill, I'm the chief from the block. I'm living, learning every day, this is the grind, brother. I'm getting better as the time goes by. Keep the rough schemes high, let them all dream high. Smack up every day, you know we on cloud nine.
I've learned my lesson, paid my dues. Life's a blessing in my shoes. Got a session in the booth, leaving hoes up in the roof. Couldn't have it any other way, don't care what all them have to say. I'm giving everything, I got so many different flavors here. Feel like I'm flying through the valleys and the breeze be rolling through. At the moment I can say this time is
Talofa world, Talofa Utah. Welcome into Budahs Lounge. We're coming to you live from One Love Coffee Lounge, One Love Kava Lounge, 7136 South Redwood Road. This Wednesday, live music, Leka Tuyaki and David Unga. They're going to be coming by this Wednesday for some live music, June. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Do not adjust your sets. Yes, Reno Mahe is our guest today. I'm Big Budah. I'm your host for Budahs Lounge. Everyday people on Fridays. Engineering our show tonight is the lovely Cindy Satini, and thank you so much for hosting us here at One Love Coffee Lounge. We're going to get right into it, June, just because we only have an hour and there's a lot to get to. I'd love to give you your flowers, but we like to start off by talking about our family roots. You know, who's your mom and dad? Where do they come from? What are your villages? Just so that anybody out there who is related to you, it's just a sense of pride. That's my cousin. That's my cousin. Don't my teeth up. You know what I mean? So tell us a little bit of backstory. The story of
my mom and dad are Sateki and Eva Mahe. My mom comes from Hakame. My
horse capital. Anyway, sorry. Why did you smile like that?
My dad is Sateki Mahe. He's from Bea and Tokomalolo, and they met in Inglewood, California. Inglewood. And so I was born in Los Angeles and first generation here in America. I grew up in Inglewood till I was about 12. Moved down to West Valley, spent a few years there, and then my parents relocated to Cottonwood Heights, where I attended Brighton High School.
Bengal, you're a Bengal.
I was a Bengal. I was fortunate enough to get a scholarship to play football at BYU. So I lived in Provo most of my college life, and then ended up in Philadelphia. I spent 5 years with the Philadelphia Eagles. I did my off seasons in Houston, Texas, where my in-laws lived, and then moved back, relocated to Utah, where I was in Lehigh. I've been in that spot, Lehigh, for 16 years now.
Ooh.
So in the same spot, and so I'm a Lehigh ride or die. So
people in Lehigh are like, what did he just say?
And so yeah, I actually moved to Lehigh because I had a sister in Provo and a sister in Salt Lake, and so I wanted to right between my two sisters, and I picked Lehigh so I can live between my two sisters, and they both ended up moving to Salt Lake, so now I'm in. But that's, as far as where I was born and Tongan descent, and I'm just grateful to be hanging out with you, man. This is awesome. And to have my cousin here.
Early on, I mean, I don't know if back then, if you at that age thought, you know what, if I did this, I might have a chance to play professional sports. Did any of that creep in? When did it creep in? Or were you just a kid just, living life, having fun one day at a time?
Man, I was just a kid, just booger-nosed kid in Inglewood, running up and down Lenox, Hawthorne. And there was always this push by my dad. Like, he just kept pushing me to play football. Like, bro, play football. Like, nah, you got to go to football. And at first, I didn't really care for it. But that was like the only thing he pushed me to do. I didn't play basketball in LA. I didn't play baseball or any other sport.
From Inglewood, you didn't play basketball? Are you kidding me?
Nah, it was like organized.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Like organized. You played.
Like what Dad would push you to?
Yeah, like Dad never took me to organized basketball. Like you played basketball at the chapel, at the park during recess. But I never played no organized basketball in LA. I played it when I came here. Yeah. Matter of fact, I didn't play organized basketball till we moved to Utah, and it was all my Samoan brothers, the Matuas.
Yeah.
Eddie, so their younger brother JR.
Yeah.
JR's dad would come and be like, "Hey, come play basketball." So Uncle Matua just always came and grabbed me in 7th, 8th grade where I'm playing with JR and Talai and so I would go play some basketball, then we played in the Big John tournaments, and then I started playing, and I liked basketball more than football, but my dad just kept like, "Hey son, you need to play football. You're gonna be a good football player." It never made any sense to me. Like, yeah, whatever, football.
He was ahead of his time because my parents weren't telling me that. They were telling me, "You gonna eat the ball? Can you fool on the ball? Yeah, go do homework."
Yeah, he had, and it was funny because my dad, even like 7th grade, I played football here at Kearns Little League football, and then 8th grade I got hurt, so I didn't even play 8th grade. And just 1 year of football, and he looked at the situation in West Valley and in Kearns, and he's like, "You know what, son, I got to get you out of here." Like, and he didn't say that to me. I can just see, looking back, it was like right out of Karate Kid movie where I'm in the back of our little Toyota pickup truck holding furniture down, taking I-215, and we're going to live in a basement up in Cottonwood Heights. I'm a freshman. Now, this isn't like, people, they recruited you. Ain't nobody over there knew me. I played 7th grade football. It wasn't like Brighton High School.
Yeah. There was no recruiting.
There was no recruiting. Yeah. It was my dad like, "I'm going to get you out of here." We got out of LA.
He saw it.
Bro, he's like, "I'm going to get you out of LA. Okay, now I'm going to get you out of West Valley and Kearns. I'm gonna move you up here. I think you have a better chance at life up here." And so
he saw it.
And I didn't even play high school. I played 9th grade football at the Little League over here at Brighton, and I didn't see it. I had we had a fun 9th grade year, and then I go into Brighton High School, and I ended up playing varsity as a sophomore, and I thought it was cool. I didn't know any better, but he kept seeing it. He's just like, "Nah, you're different." Like, I didn't know any better.
Jeez,
I'm just playing football.
I'm getting chills. Like, dude, I'm getting chills.
You don't know that until you grow up and realize, like, dang, dude. And it, honestly, bro, it chokes me up when I think about it. To think about the sacrifice that he made, my parents made. Like, there was some sacrifices. He would take us to camps at USC. Like, bro, he didn't have a hookup. It would be like a weekly check that he would invest for me to go do a camp at USC. I don't know this until I'm older now, and I realize, like, dang, like all the stuff my mom and dad did to give me that chance. Like, it's, I don't know. Like,
how did give me that moment it hits you? What are you going through? When you have that realization?
Like, when you sit back and realize how much they got paid back then, the hourly they took, and then the life they gave you. You know, I remember asking for money for certain things, and it was hard for them to say no, but you knew that, like, as a dad now and paying bills and realize all that they all the hours they put in to give you an opportunity growing up, and all the different opportunities, like, you know, all the cold mornings and to go and you know, he's a mechanic and he did good, but me and my wife laugh about this. She grew up poor, I grew up broke. Like, and there's a difference.
Everybody's like, I know, I was about to say
there
is a difference.
There's a difference, like, because my parents, they always worked, they always hustled, and they always had money, but it was always gone. And so we grew up with money, but it was like, the American way of money, and you know, some Polynesians, they did a good job of living in one home and paying their bills, and where my parents were, they always worked their butt offs, but they didn't always prioritize bills and things like that.
Yeah, you took a lot of the money, June. I'm getting exactly. I'll pick up what he's putting down. We had money, but I was like most of the money.
I got a story.
No,
I got one that'll kill you though.
Give it to me. What you got?
My mom and dad's very first house that they bought.
Where was it?
Inglewood.
Now, okay.
So they had their very first house in Inglewood that they paid down payment, belonged to them, not rent. You know, not borrowed.
American Dream.
The American Dream. Their very first home in Inglewood. Not too far from Inglewood High School. Byron Scott. No, not Byron Scott. I'm sorry. Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce. Byron Scott was Morningside. But there was the Olympics in LA. And they had all these Tongans that came from Tonga to the Olympics in LA. Got held up in immigration, and word got around that they're stuck and that they weren't going to let them out. Paperwork didn't, whatever the reason.
Yeah.
This is the way the story is told to me. So my mom heard about it, went to immigration. I don't know how many, she hardly know any of these times. But in order to get them out, they need to collateralize something.
Wow.
So put up the home. The American Dream, put up the home, got all these Tongans out, and the way the system works is you have a court date, you got to come back. But if they don't come back, what happens?
You lose the collateral.
You lose the collateral. So what did my mom and dad do? Hey, go live the American Dream.
Wow.
Don't worry about it, just so.
Wow, man. Gosh, that got me. Wow, June.
And for me, I feel like a lot of the blessings that I've been blessed with in my life was these types of sacrifices over the years that for whatever my parents' up and downs in life, regardless of all the evictions, cars getting repoed, lights getting turned off, like they always found a way to make it work. And because we always had family.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we don't have a house to live with. All right, let's go live in this house with, you know, the cousins. And then they'll just get us back into our own place. And it was always this ebb and flow where, you know, we live with cousins live with us. And it always worked out.
I want to take a quick break. I want to come back and I want to go into the part, your early life as an NFL player, because the story that you just told, I think it shines a different spotlight on your actions in the NFL. I'll break it down. You won't believe it. An NFL guy valet for other NFL guys. It's a great story. Now that I understand where the foundation comes from, it's a whole different spin. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
When you walk in the bedroom, woman, I love the vibes you bring. When you come to the bedroom, say the way we foreplay, baby. Get lost in the bedroom, girl. Say me can never think about the time that we had these emotions, making me feel like some kind of toy. I know seconds to think as I put on the Trojan. Woman got me nervous, see I'm sweating, palm neck, hair standing up in the air now. Tell you things you wanna hear, but never thought that you ever wanna take it there. That you bring to the bedroom. See the way you lick your lips when you walk in the bedroom. Woman, I love the vibes you bring when you come to the bedroom. Say the way we foreplay, baby. Get lost in the bedroom, girl. Time to punch in for work, cause we just bug a sweat and we know what need. The place where you wanna get takes time, patience, promise I get you there. When it's all said and done, girl, I call your phone and it said this was she did. I know it's nothing personal, cause I know that you're calling, you feel with dread. That you bring to the bedroom. See the way you lick your lips when you walk in the bedroom. Woman, I love the vibes you bring when you come to the bedroom. Say the way we foreplay, baby. Get lost in the bedroom, girl. Say you gotta work your lady. You gotta do it right by her, and she says none is greater ever than this. You gotta satisfy all her kind of scenes. Brother, get creative, better dominate it. Turn her up and down, promise she gonna save it. Tell all her friends that Tom and just laid it. Then turn around and come back for seconds. I'm ready for duty, love. That you bring to the bedroom. See the way you lick your lips.
Hello, welcome back into Budahs Lounge. We're coming to you live from One Love Coffee Lounge, inside of One Love Kava Lounge. Our guest tonight on Budahs Lounge is a good friend, my cousin, Reno Jr. Mahe, one of my very first NFL superstars. I could reach out, feel lucky with him, came back, didn't act some kind of way, didn't act extra, didn't act brand new, whatever those descriptions were, right? But your tales of your early days in the NFL are legendary. And I think when they were told to me, you know, through Vi and a couple of other guys, you know, that we know, it sounded comical. And it sounded, and I know it was you. But here I am thinking that the reason why you did things in your early years was because you needed to. You needed to because you were born from goodly parents. They taught you how to do it. So this totally puts what you do, or what you did early on, in a different light. Early years in the NFL, tell me about your rookie year. You get hazed, you whatever, I mean, and then you get famous for valet? Explain, tell me the story, Drew.
I think one of the stories is I actually caught a job at the Cheeky and Pete's.
Okay, so, yep, I heard of that story.
So that I found myself in the off seasons just working.
No, was this your rookie year when you made it to the NFL?
No, it's going into my second year.
Okay.
So I was a rookie, and then after I made the team my rookie year, I'm getting ready to for my second year. There's an off season. It's my first off season in the NFL, and I happened to be at during the off season they pay you to work out. Oh, this will, I guess. To the story, they pay you to work out. Every workout in the NFL, every day you go in to work out, it's $100. And so you do 4 workouts out of the 5 days. You know, there's 7 days in a week, but you only work out of the Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
So for the 4 workouts, you get $100 every day. So that's $400. So I figured out when I talked to the trainer, hey, what if I get my 4 workouts in? And he's like, well, you can only do 2 and then you have to rest. So you have to do 2 on Monday, rest on Tuesday, and 2 on Wednesday in order for me to give you your 4 workout credits. I was like, all right, bet. I'm living in Houston, so my thought was, if I fly in on Monday, I get my 2 workouts, I'll do nothing Wednesday, and then or Tuesday, and then I get my 2 workouts Wednesday morning and fly back. So I'm really only gone for 2 nights. So I was like, all right. And then I got cousins that work at the airlines. So what I did was, it was really a one-way ticket.
Was it a buddy pass?
It was a buddy pass. Dead serious. It was Continental Airlines. So check out how I did it. So I flew from Philadelphia. Houston had a hub, which is Continental Airlines.
Okay.
So I got a connection, Houston. So I went Philly to Houston, Houston to Baltimore. And I just catch the train from Baltimore to Philly. So that was really a round trip on like a $50 buddy pass. And so that was my flight situation every week. But shout out to my cousin Christina Fangupo, because she would always give me my buddy pass on Continental Airlines, and my cousins up in Houston, the Tuaones, always hooked up my Continental pass, and so that was my flight situation. Yeah. But when I flew in Monday night and Tuesday, I didn't have anything to do. But the homie Pete, who owned Chicken Pete's, he would always like, oh, the Eagles always eat for free here. Yeah. So I go eat for free there. And
this is all why you're an NFL guy, right? You're an NFL. I'm in the
NFL. This is my off season. So we eat for free over there. And dudes would always like, they go to the mall, they're spending money, they're blah. And I thought to myself, like, well, I ain't trying to spend money. I'm over here trying to save my money. And they're playing video games during the breaks, and I was like, I don't play video games like that. And I always had this mentality of wasted time is wasted money. And so I'm like, I'm sitting here at the restaurant every day, and I was like, jokingly with the manager, I'm like, hey, y'all hire me if I got nothing else to do. I'm here eating anyways. And they're just kind of like, man, you ain't. I'm like, nah, seriously, would Pete let me work here? He's like, yeah. I was like, bet, so I would just go host when people walk in, be like, yo, how many in your party? All right. So I go see them, and again, I was just trying to make a few bucks while I'm sitting in there. Yeah. And then I guess it caught wind. Next you know, I'm on ESPN talking about the best part was, the more I was on TV, the more Pete was breaking me off, like, man, it's some good marketing, like, hey, and now he's like nationwide now. Like
everybody that come into town trying to find his restaurant.
He's at different, but now he's opening restaurants in like different stadiums, different like it's awesome. But it was just. I just can't believe some of those things. Like it all just little by little. Like you're just trying to. You're trying to maximize. For me at the time, I was just trying to maximize my situation because I didn't know how long it was going to last.
But see, that's the life, that's the day-to-day life thing, that you figured out your transportation, you figured out how to get money just in case. But you're like, I don't know how this, like you said, you know how long it's going to last. What about the game itself? You often hear the speed of the game is so different from high school to college and so different from college to pro. Did any of that affect you?
No, it was. It's tough because in high school you become the man. You're the best player and your team and the state. Then you go to college and you try to find your way and you become one of the best players. Well, everyone that's the best player, not just in their high school but in college, well now they're all in the NFL. Now it's the best of the best, and it's tough. It was tough, but I didn't even really do this in college, but I figured, and it was thanks to Elder Sikahema, Vice Sikahema, he's like, you better go do punt return if you want to even get a shot at this. Funny story with Elder Sikahema. So he let me stay.
Hi.
I'm about to tell on you.
Yeah, I know this story, but I'm going to let him tell it. Yes.
He let me stay in his basement, and
I love this story.
And he had the impression like, man, this dude is not going to make this team. So he's like, I'll let him stay in my basement. He'll get cut. He'll move back. Well, I'm Tom Crip. Yeah. For some reason, I end up making the team.
Right.
And so this
What year is this?
This is 2003 NFL season.
Okay.
So I make the team, and I'm in his basement, and I guess he's been getting off hints like, you're like, nephew, move out. but my wife was catching on to these hints, but I wasn't. I was like, my wife's like, hun, let's go find us a place. I'm like, find us man, we living here for free. Yeah. Like, this is nice. And
do you see where we at?
Vi got a nice place. We had the basement, we had a living room,
and he
kitchen.
got money. He ain't got worries.
Yeah.
You know?
So we stay in there, and I just got my first week check, and it's like, it's nice. Mm-hmm. And I guess he's been dropping hints, and my wife is just like, hun, let's go find us a place. I'm like, why do we go pay for a place when Uncle, like, it's nice here. Like, and then finally Vi pulls us up. She's like, hey, can I talk to you too? So we go upstairs into his office, and he's just like, hey, nephew, like, you can't be making more than me living in my house. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, man, we tonguing. You can't kick me out. That's not how this works.
You Americanized.
So we go find us a place down in Philadelphia. Like, it was ghetto.
Did that story of not compassion come up before his interview? Never mind. Sorry, just wanted to.
My wife was so mad. She's like, I told you we should have went find us a place. Man. How embarrassing. I was like, nah, I ain't embarrassed. He should be embarrassed.
Yeah.
You can't be kicking. You can't kick us out.
Tonguing like that.
No, but Vi was right. I really should have went and got my own place.
Hold up. Did you just say Vi is right? What you got on him, Vi?
When I look back, Vi, you always right. I just...
That's not what Joe said.
Anyway, so...
You got to bring Joe Twilight Liver on here.
Oh, you wrong for that.
Uncle Joe, I'm going to bring you on here and spill all the beans. No, you lived your life to the fullest. I was so proud of you when I heard all those stories. And thank goodness Uncle Vi took you in all those years ago. I want to take one more break, only because I want to steady the room. I want to come back and talk about I don't want to embellish, and I don't want to make something horrible and glorify it. That's not what I want you. But you had a horrible situation happen in your family. All I want to know was the good that came out of it. That's it. You know, and how do you, maybe a tip or two to get past something devastating like this? If somebody else's life, if something were to happen to this, how can I cope with it? We're going to take a break real quick.
Okay.
Just so you can steady your thoughts. We'll come back. Don't move a muscle. We're talking to Reno Junior Mahe. We'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, I need to stand up.
Big celebration, love from all over to our friends and relations. Good vibes in all. Whenever we smoke, smokes and cheese.
I got your vibing on it over is a big picture. Me go to with my dog who's at that no filter. Smoking and sipping, licking, no tripping, just reminiscing. I'm kicking with a bunch of homies, hustlers and go-getters. Can't really diamond that was in your paper tonight. Is this our OG, but what's your flavor profile? Never did I ever feel joyful and so bright. This feeling so right because
volcanic corner, golden sweeties and kawaii lighting. Maui burning like UFO sighting. Raise up the vibe, turn up the thing. Tell all the girl them fi give me a ring-a-ling. Marcy, Julie, Rita and the one named Joanna. You know they love to smoke the M.A.R.E. Joanna. Can't fight the feeling cause it feels so right. And that's the only choice for I and I. We smoke sexy. We will have a big celebration. Love from all over to our friends and relations. Good vibes in all. Whenever we smoke, smokes and cheese. Rolling
So, we're back. We take breaks, but these are real conversations, though they continue to happen even when we're supposed to be listening to music or music videos. But welcome back to Budahs Lounge. We're coming to you live from One Love Coffee, One Love Kava Lounge, 7136 South Redwood Road. And yes, we're talking to BYU running back. Do I have to say former? I guess Kalani Sitaki would say former. Do you know we had fantasy football leagues and people were still drafting you? Anyway, Reno Mahe, he played at BYU, spent 5 years in the NFL with the Philadelphia Eagles and Chick Pete's and all the other places that you were busted at. Best Buy, did you work at Best Buy?
I was trying to get a job there.
I know you were, man. I'm like the only guy making 6 figures still working at all these other jobs. Great story. Again, you've lived your life unapologetically because you don't know if tomorrow's going to happen. I want to fast forward things. You're married. You're a family man. You're still doing community stuff, celebrity basketball games, things of that nature. You have kids. I would love for you to tell the story, and however much you want to explain. But can you please walk us through the most horrible time in your life and what positivity came out with the passing of your daughter, please?
Yeah. So wife and I, we have 10 kids. My first year coaching at BYU, I was a running back coach when Kalani first got hired. And it was crazy, it was an accident. You normally don't have your phone on you when you're out on the field coaching. But for some reason I forgot and had my phone in my pocket while I was out there on the field that day. And my phone just kept buzzing and buzzing, and I'm looking down on my phone like, what the heck? Like my wife is like 20 missed calls from my wife, but I'm not answering it because I'm out there coaching. And it wasn't until I saw a call from BYU that I was told, hey, your wife's trying to get a hold of you. You need to answer the call right now. So I had the assistant coach come up. I moved off to the side and called my wife back, and she's like, there's an accident with Elsie. We need you to come now. And so I told Kalani I had to go. He's like, all right. So I just ran off the field, jumped in the car, and head to the hospital. And my daughter had got entangled with a blinds cord from our house. And about a week later, she had passed away. And so, as a parent, your number one job is keep your kids alive, and so when you fall short of that, it's kind of hard to swallow as a father, as a man, when you don't protect your kids. And so as hard as that was, I'm grateful that I have a belief in that families are eternal and that I'll be able to see my daughter again. And so that's something I can, it gives me that added incentive to do right in this life so I can be with her again, and so there's a lot of things I took from it. I've had a lot of great people in my life that, I'll never get to meet, but there was a lot of people that were there for my family that I'll forever be indebted for, and that helped lift us through those tough times. And I think the biggest takeaway also, one of the biggest takeaway that I took away from that was therapy. As growing up as a football player, and we're taught to be mentally tough. That you, as a football player, you're mentally tough. Like if you're not mentally tough as a football player, you will not make it. And so for so much of that, you think being mentally tough is, you can deal with everything. I think it wasn't till I remember going to the Harmons by my house, and it was one of the last spots that me and my daughter did a little daddy-daughter date at, and I just froze. And I realized that, dang, I ain't tough. I realized I need help. I need to see a therapist. I need to get right mentally. And it's even something to this day that I still struggle with in getting it, just to be able to communicate that with somebody and to be able to, You know, my wife made me realize that this morning. She's just like, who do you go to when you have something you want to talk to about with your daughter? You know, I went to a therapist early during the deal with my kids, but I as a man, you grow up thinking you got to internalize everything and you can fix everything.
Fix everything.
And then you don't realize that what was crazy, you know, I'm pushing almost 300 pounds right now. And I had a therapist explain to me, like, you can go out there and make the world think you're doing great, but your body will never lie to you. And she said, because I go out there and I feel like things are fine. I put a smile on and I feel happy. I feel grateful. But I think my body is telling me, like, you got things you need to fix, you know? And so I think I keep trying to think it's diet or it's this or it's that, when the reality is I need to go see a therapist more, and I need to really come to terms of things that happen with my daughter. And I think that's something I keep lying to myself that, nah, I'm good. But this weight that I can't, you know what I mean? Like that I'm fighting with, I think it's a way, and the therapist is the one that pointed out. The therapist was like, asked me and my wife one time, and she was just like, how are you guys doing? I'm like, oh, we're doing great, and we're doing blah, like we really feel great. Yeah. And then she's like, yeah, is everything? And then she was just like, I mean, is there anything else? And then me and my were like, well, we put on all this weight, we don't. Wow. And she was just like, oh, there's a lot of things you can fake, but your body will never lie to you. Like, you can't. And so I really feel that, you know, sitting here talking to you now and really verbalizing that it is something that internally that I'm struggling with, that I need to, like, my body's sitting here, bro, I was like 295 the other day. I did a weight loss with some of the homies the other, and as I was doing it, bro, I kept getting sick. Like, I had like 2 ear infections in 6 week span. Wow. And I'm like, what? It's like,
I was a pro athlete, what is going on?
And my wife, my kids be making fun of me about how I'm just keep breaking down here and there and acting like I can still do things. My daughter said it last night. I was like, girl, she's a freshman, my daughter Emmy. I'm like, girl, you can't beat me in nothing. I'll beat you in. She's like, I can beat you in running.
Why you gotta be hurtful?
Like, dang.
Why you gotta be hurtful,
I thought we friends.
I thought we have a daddy-daughter day coming up.
You know, and so I really, as much as I need it, I try to share with people, like, get a therapist. Like,
well, just to put a bow on such a horrible incident in your life, tell me about the good that's come out of that, and I know you're not a guy who's looking for PR and all that, but we have to talk about the good that came out. Otherwise, it's for me, we got to. We got. What good are you doing that has come from this horrible event?
Couple different things that have transpired from that was, we ended up, we went to court, and there were some things that happened within the court situation that really changed the landscape of that industry
and the product. I know. You're the first person, this is, 6 degrees of separation. You're the closest person that I know that this has happened to, but at that time, there were a bunch of stories of unfortunate stories of kids like Elsie, and that was whether it was a production flaw or a design flaw, it was dangerous. Yeah. It was dangerous for sure.
And there's a lot of things we didn't realize, and but I feel like there was some good that came from that part of it. There's some good that came from, we couldn't ever repay all the people that were there for us during that time. So instead of trying to fix it that way or make ourselves feel whole to all the people that came and blessed us during that time and was there for us, we wanted to do something to pay it forward. So we had a foundation for on behalf of my daughter, and then we were able to just we just keep trying to do good with it. And we were a little bit more public about it the years after it. But in most recent years, a lot of things we're doing is a little more just kind of focused on our family. It's not as public, but we try to go out and just do as much good as we can and give back to the community and
hope nobody notices this. I know you want to do it in the dark of the night like our parents, and you didn't want any real flowers for it, but you are doing good. And I want to say, I don't want to highlight the products and the specifics, but thank you for being a trailblazer with your family. And families could have done anything you want with that money, but thank you that you put something in place where we could cherish your daughter's memory, and two, you're going to help people. I know what you're doing with the money, and so people are still getting love from LC through the foundation. I wanted to end on a lighter note, so we're going to take one more break. We'll come back. We'll talk sports. What is Reno up to these days? Is he going back to the XFL? Did The Rock call him to play the XFL?
To play center?
To play center. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk football next. We are coming to you live from One Love Coffee, One Love Kava, 7136 South Redwood Road. Do not move a muscle. Be right back.
Hush, my baby girl, don't you cry. Daddy's here beside you to hold you close tonight. You're as sweet as a flower that blooms by day, enhanced by the fragrance, reminds me of you in a way. Go to sleep, my baby girl, close your little eyes, listen as your daddy sings a special lullaby. Hush, my baby girl, it's time for me to go. I'll leave you this kiss, for Daddy loves you so. My little baby girl. Hush, my baby girl.
Talofa, and welcome back to Budahs Lounge. We're coming to you live from One Love Coffee Lounge inside One Love Kava Lounge in West Jordan, next to One Love Tattoo. Our guest this evening has been my cousin Reno Jr. Mahe, talking to us about life early on, growing up in Inglewood, man. Do you know Haloti Moa? Don't answer that question. We don't answer that question.
You tripping, Lottie.
Wait, hey, don't cheese.
I got you.
Oh,
Don't Just kidding.
Just hi, bye. Just kidding. I wanted to end on a fun note and talking about sports and football. First off, what was it like playing with some of the greats? You come in there. Who was hot at Philadelphia the time you came in? And did you know any of these guys, or were you still a kid from Tonga?
Still a kid, didn't know any of them. Oh, actually, Chad Lewis was there.
Oh,
and then
tight end.
Yeah, so my old teammate from BYU was Justin Enna.
Yeah.
So he was a year there, and he's coaching at BYU now too. But he was there when I first got there, and so there were some guys there, but it was just fun, man. It was a dream. Actually, my father-in-law so that day, the last cuts,
Okay.
And they don't just like they have your name and your cut. Is they call you to say, hey, bring your playbook in.
Okay.
And so you're just waiting there, and if they don't call you, you just show up to the first meeting. So for that morning till that first meeting, you know, those 4 to 6 hours, however long it is, you're just kind of sitting on pins and needles to see if, you know, they call you and you get cut. And so you just, every time that phone rang, your heart just dropped because you think it's them. It was my father-in-law.
Oh, what the?
And I'm just like, like, stop calling.
He doesn't have Facebook, huh?
Oh,
that's why he's just doing all this right now, because he doesn't have Facebook. Okay.
And so,
the internet's off at your father-in-law's house. That's why he's doing this here. Okay.
Anyway, so I never got the call. And so I end up making the team, and then every year, it's fun to know that in the 5 years, I never got that call. I never got cut. Even though I was always battling, there might have been 1 year where I knew I was going to make the next year, but for the most part, every year it was just like a grind. Am I going to make it? Am I not going to make it? But I was blessed to be able to stay healthy. And
transfer portal. What's the transfer portal mean to you as an athlete now? What would have meant if they had a transfer portal back in your day? Is it a good thing?
Ooh, man, it's a good thing. To me, I feel like it's a good thing in the sense that it gives more freedom to the players.
To the players.
I love that. Anytime you give more freedom, you know, more, finance, more money, man, more power to those kids. Like, go get your money. You know, go get those opportunities. Go, you know, find the best situation for yourself. Like, I have no problems with that. Yeah, I think it's awesome. It would have been fun to get paid what they're getting paid now. Like,
just because we are talking about this is the highest level of in your career, professional sports. Anybody out there wants to play. Some of them probably thought you would never have to pick up a bag or do it, but you did it throughout your NFL career. But because you were gonna do it anyway, so I'm gonna walk out of the ring to my car. Give me your keys. I'll have it.
And I had time, so I was cool with it. I even
no ego, no nothing, June. Really?
For what, man? Like, I think for me, at the end of the day, today, outside of my parents growing up, the only one I really care about is wifey and my kids and what they think about me. So even then, I wasn't tripping. Like, I remember going up to Brett Favre my rookie year. We're playing at Green Bay, trying to get an autograph after the game.
What do you say?
We had beat him up so bad he couldn't write because it was a cold game, and so he's like, "Hey man, I'm sorry, I can't sign anything right now." And I was like, "Nah, it's all good."
You're mad.
And then he was mad, but some of the vets heard I did that, and they're like, "Hey, don't do that." They're like, my bad, man. I didn't know.
They're probably all looking up. They're like, who's that over there asking Brett Favre for an autograph? Oh my God!
You know what
Tonkinese kid,
bro. You know what I would have done? See, they doing it now. They just doing it different. You know,
the jerseys.
They swap jerseys. What is the difference?
There's no difference.
I would have signed some picture for Brett Favre. He might not wanted it, but I'd have signed it for him.
Here, I got a picture from Reno Mahe. Reno Mahe. I don't know, some kick, punch, return or something.
Nah, what else I did was, he was throwing, before the game, everybody warm up, and my man's throwing back and forth with the receiver, and I walked by like, and then looked over. I was like, my bad, but then I'd be like, hey, I caught a pass from bro.
So dumb. All right, who was the baddest? When you got together, who was the man? They're like, oh, dude, there's so and so. Who was the one that really did it for you? Man crush. Who was your man crush?
I don't even know. Honestly,
you're supposed to say bicycle him right about now. I'm just saying. If he's watching, you can say bicycle him.
Mine was too short. Nah, just kidding, Uncle. I'm just kidding. Man, I just didn't look at dudes like athletes like that. Like,
because you were an athlete, because you were there. Yeah.
But even like Kobe, like I got to Kobe. The Lakers played in Philadelphia, so went down in the locker room. got to chop it up with Kobe.
Which hand? Which hand did you shake? Right hand or left hand?
Get a picture with
Come on,
Kobe.
man. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Which hand did you not wash?
But even with Kobe, like with dudes like that, I've never felt like that. Like I want to give dudes their respect. But honestly, like I think it's a more with certain people. I think it was like dudes that I saw growing up, like certain people that I felt like they really did something in the community from just a dude, not some athlete, not some like. I got to hang out with like Ice Cube for when his movie came out, and it was cool. You know, you get to go backstage with like all these singers back when we were in Philadelphia, and every time it was just like, meh. But when I got to get around dudes that were like dudes that made difference in communities that I knew, like that was that dude. Like
feeding the poor.
Yeah,
having
like
Thanksgiving dinners.
just things that to me I got more out of that, or a dude that like started a business from nothing, and he was like, to me, that's
who you were telling.
Man, there's dudes that I like, but outside of that, like, you know, I love seeing stories and things like that. Dude, the fighter, girl that her movie just came out.
Ronda Rousey?
Nah, she was an Olympic gold medalist from
Herrera?
from Detroit, from the one with the water issue. Man, I just watched that.
Why other pro athletes bring up pro athletes? Non-pro athletes, like we supposed to know who they are?
My bad. But I don't know. I never felt that way about athletes. Like I just
unless they were making a difference in their community or in their circle. I got you.
When they did things like that.
Like guys that were candidates for Man of the Year, like Walter Payton, Alotingata, those kind of guys.
Even Lotti, Lotti was. I would put him up there with Michael Jordan, and then to know the kind of person Ian and Lotti is, like I just have the utmost respect for men like that. Yeah. Like they're just good dudes. They're freaking Wolfgram over at like the stories of them, Wolfgram Capital, and like just knowing some of their stories and what they're doing and those kind of things, like
the Waldorf, the fancy hotel. Sorry, I'm Samoan. That's
but it's just. I don't know, seeing what even Fia is doing in the political realm. Yeah. Like, you're just so proud of dudes that are just doing things like that. And so, I don't know.
That look like us, that sound like us.
Yeah, right? and they're just real people. I don't want to take anything away from the athletes.
Right.
I just never look at them like that. Like, you know, for me was like my Bishop Kinikini, rest in peace. Like, every time I saw that dude, man, it just made my day. Yeah. Like, you know, anytime I see these great men who don't need the fanfare, but they're just great men, dude. And they were great examples to me growing up. Like, I'm more happy to see them dudes today than I ever am any kind of star athlete or like.
Where are you practicing coaching these days? Where's coaching happening? We're at the tail end.
How about this? This has happened this morning. So I coach girls basketball at Sky Ridge High School.
Yeah.
It's my 4th year coaching over there. And I just asked my wife that this morning. I was just like, hon, why do you think I love coaching so much? And she's like, it's because you're a know-it-all. I was like, dang,
no hesitation.
No, she didn't.
Around the push.
Bro, she didn't skip a beat. She's like, because you're a know-it-all. And I was just like, man, hon, we're supposed to be on the same team. Like, why you gotta be like that?
Yeah.
Anyways, but it
was true. Anyway.
I guess. I love basketball.
Yeah. And your dad wouldn't let you play basketball, so now you have a chance. Yeah, I got you.
But no, I'm just coaching at Sky Ridge. I'm just grateful for Coach Shea, good looking out, let me help out on the staff. It's fun coaching girls basketball. Yeah. Those girls give you everything, bro. They go so hard, and you're just grateful for their example and how hard they work. And I don't know. And my daughters are there, so my son's a manager on the team, and it's just fun that I get to still kind of, I still have that itch for coaching, but it's just fun that I'm able to do it with my kids.
And even sports too, Joe. You know, congratulations. You're one of the guys that have been just living life at your own pace, and I'm very proud to call you my friend, my cousin. I really do. You know, we go back, so I love you, what you've done. I don't think I'm more proud of you to see right now, not as a pro athlete, but I can see the full picture. Really quick, only because you can't do this by yourself. Please talk a little bit about the support system you have at home and how that has to be solid in order to go through anything through life. I have an amazing support system at home, so I just wanted to hear it from you, so that people can have evidence that no matter what you're going through, if you got somebody solid at home that got you your ride or die, you won't make it through. How were you able to make it through?
You know, it did really start with my mom and dad, and I'm blessed to have amazing parents. And then from there, I've got siblings that, for better or worse, are my ride or dies. You know, my wife, we laugh about it all the time. Like, man, you know how we are as polys. We can joke, but you say something about my siblings, we don't have a problem.
It's on the pocket.
Like, I don't care what they've done. Don't talk about my siblings. Like, there's just something about my protectiveness of my siblings. Like, I can make fun of them.
That's different.
That's different.
Different.
But you might can make fun of them. How did that feel, that joke?
If we know them, but if you make a joke about somebody, I can just see you like
my wife, she
said it.
What'd you say?
All of a sudden, the mic's coming up.
So I'm grateful to have amazing siblings, and then my eternal partner. You know, my wife she's made, you know, in this life you hope to find someone that can really make you better and keep it real with you.
Thank you.
And keep it real with you when you know, for someone to just snap off like, you think you know it all, like,
that's the person who's in your corner.
She's in my corner. Like, she'll tell me when things.
She's your whole corner, actually.
Yeah. And so, she is someone that makes me want to be a better person every day. And so and she spoils me. So it's kind of I am.
Oh, he's got to make up for something. I know.
No. I
what
don't.
What did you do?
I honestly, you know what I did is there's more things I need to do.
Okay.
Like, I'm in a situation where I've realized my wife spoils me so bad that I got to do more.
See, that's how I feel. I feel like I got to do more because I'm being spoiled.
I'm being spoiled that I got to do more. And
that's my mentality.
But then it's like, okay, but when you try to do more, she's still even
that much. Oh my God.
And it's like I can never do enough.
I can't catch up.
I can't catch up.
I'm not good enough.
Man, and then 10 kids, nursing everyone.
Well, you didn't do the 10 kids. She did the 10 kids. Stop trying to act like you did something.
Again, so how can you ever... Yeah. Anyways, I've just got an amazing wife that makes life great. And so she...
Shout out your kids' names before we finish. And they're like, Dad, you never said my name one time.
Jeffrey, Evie, Ellie, Trey.
Those are some strong tonguing names, by
Emmy.
the way.
Strong tonguing names. Okay, real quick. You got time for a real quick story?
Okay.
So, first kid, right? You got to remember, my wife's half Tongan, half white.
Okay, go ahead.
But she more white than Tongan. Oh. So the first kid, we're like, hey, hun, name this kid, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right. She's like, no, I wanted to name her blah. And I was like, all right, how about this? You name the first kid, I'll name the second kid, we can take turns.
Okay.
This is what she said to me, straight up. She said, how about I name the first kid and we won't have any more? How, where?
Wow.
And so I said, fine. So then now you know why all my kids are Emmy and...
Whatever, bro. No, I see what you just did.
Tiancum,
don't do that. No.
Tank, Elsie,
Tank,
Lucky,
Fire,
Steel. Even my last kid is named Sunny, after my wife. Nah, just kidding. I named her Sunny.
Sure. So if Sunny were to allow you to be a fruit, what kind of fruit would you be and why?
A pear, because I'm shaped like one right now.
Wait, is that a heavy P? Or is a pear or a pear?
It's a bear. My back up.
Thank you so much. Do you have anything up and coming that we should know about, that we can lend our support from the public, because you're doing such good in the community?
Man, I don't do anything. You can come watch Sky Ridge girls basketball.
There you go. Well, June, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to us. Please thank your lovely wife and your kids for allowing us to talk. If we've done anything tonight to help anybody who's struggling with mental health, struggling with any difficulties, we hope that any part of our conversation will be beneficial to you. Please go seek out some professional help. As you heard my brother say, therapy is what helped him out. In the coming weeks, we'll have some therapists on. We'll be talking to them as well. But thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And remember, click, like, and share. We'll be back here Friday morning with Everyday People. Live music on Wednesday. I have David Haunga, the lead singer for Kontiki, and their lead guitarist for Legit in Leka Tuyaki. Here Wednesday, 9 to 10. All you can drink kava, $20. 7136 South Redwood Road. Thank you to our lovely engineer, Cindy Satini, and to all of you at home. Have a good night. Bye.
Faz au revoir.
Fa. Mickey.
Why you asking me all these questions? Yes, baby, this is my answer. I don't play or do bad. So before you, anything I do, it don't matter. It don't matter. Give me your love and wasting time on you, baby. You know that you drive me crazy. Ain't nobody got you, baby. The way that I got you, baby. We getting harder. Still I want you with me through the chorus. You will never switch in my corner. You will never break down my borders. Yeah. You know that you're mama, I can't even lie like, girl, it's you. Oh, girl, it's you, darling. Whoa, take my hand and we can go far away. Baby, can you be my baby anytime and any day?
My love is crazy, all for my lady. Bust it down, I'm ready. What that's how I'm ready.